Hey folks, welcome to the first episode of GeoColors. I tried to start my own YouTube channel a couple of years ago, but it didn't really work out because of school and work. So I decided to start taking online classes and start working less hours because this is an idea that I really want to expand and eventually get sponsored by whoever wants to sponsor me, make some cash, and travel the world. So cheers to the first episode of GeoColors. Hope you guys enjoy. To the 3 people watching this who know who the Kurdish people are, here's a sticker. And to the rest of you normies out there who do not spend countless hours in the cultural section of the library or scrolling through Google Earth and Snap Map, you're up for a treat as I'll be introducing you guys to one of the most fascinating people groups in the world. The Kurdish people inhabit the eastern regions of modern-day Anatolia or Turkey, the Zagros Mountains of western Iran, parts of northeastern Syria, and the northern portions of Iraq where they have the strongest level of autonomy. Numbering at around 35 million, the Kurds are the largest stateless ethnic group in the world, meaning that they could be found living in noticeable communities not only in the Middle East, but also outside of the Middle East in countries like Georgia, Armenia, and surprisingly Russia. Historically, Kurds practiced meridional agriculture, meaning that their lives revolved around cattle herding, constantly moving across the Mesopotamian hills and highlands of Turkey and Iran. However, after World War I and the enforcement of state boundaries by the British, they weren't free to legally graze their cattle and cross political boundaries any longer, meaning that they were left to better off labor non-traditionally in factories and shops. Historically, Kurdish people settled in tribes where the Aga or the Sheikh were sort of considered to be tribal chiefs, given the social power by the people to rule and govern. Today, due to urbanization, the establishment of a state, with the leader being the law, such a social class no longer exists. Oh, also, throughout this whole ethnic video journey thing that I'm on, you'll see this happening a lot, where the coolest traditions and customs go virtually extinct because of modern urbanization. So, just please, people, stop inventing and innovating, please. Anyhow, although misogyny could be seen practiced by many of the neighboring Turkish and Arabic people, Kurdish women have been more active in public, taking advantage of urban educational and employment opportunities, with a large number of Kurdish women laboring in the workforce and even joining the military. In fact, in 2018, armed Kurdish women marched on the streets of northern Syria protesting Turkish military offensive in the country. Even when ISIS tried to attack and take hold of Kurdish settled towns and villages in Syria and Iraq, Kurdish men and women fought relentlessly side by side. Not bad for a Middle Eastern ethnic minority, am I right? Am I right? Oh god, I might need a comment section in this video. The Kurdish language spoken by 30 million people is part of the Indo-Irani language subgroup, which includes Persian and Pashto. The language is spoken in 3 varieties: Kurmanji, Sorani, and Pahlawani. Oh my god. The language is spoken in 3 varieties: Kurmanji, Sorani, and Pahlawani. Kurmanji spoken by 20 million Kurds in Turkey and Syria, Sorani spoken by 7 million Kurds in Iraq and Kurdistan, the Kurdistani province of Iran, and Pahlawani is spoken by about 3 million people in small communities in eastern Iraq and northwestern Iran. Although Kurdish is not the dominant language of the countries it is not an endangered language, as it is more widely spoken than languages like Greek and Czech. The Kurdish language is taught in schools in virtually all Kurdish territory, although for a long time Turkey banned schools from teaching the language because they were concerned that it might further divide the country. Then things started to get a bit messy. The Kurds started fighting for their own independent state. Kurdish kids started dropping out of schools because many of them were not able to speak the actual Turkish language. And then Turkey was like, alright fine, you guys are free to start implementing Kurdish lessons in schools. Okay, alright, I see how it is.